All of this happened on the Ocean Ranger oil rig in 1982. The dramatization of the sinking of the semi-submersible oil rig Ocean Ranger and its crew on February 15, 1982, off the coast of Newfoundland and Labrador in Canada. People's insincerity and stupidity brought down the Ocean Ranger oil rig, which was supposed to be unsinkable. Along with its 84 crew members, it sank while digging an exploration well for Mobile Oil of Canada Limited, MoCan. There were no survivors on the Grand Banks of Newfoundland, which is 267 kilometers, 166 miles, east of St. John, Courcelles, Newfoundland. In partnership with Odeco, the ocean drilling and exploration business based in New Orleans designed and owns Ocean Ranger. It was a big, self-propelled, semi-submersible ship with living rooms and a drilling facility. That was the deepest it could drill, working in water that was 1,500 feet, 460 meters, deep in the ocean. Now Odeco says it is the world's biggest semi-submersible oil rig. Marine company Mitsubishi Heavy Industries made the Ocean Ranger in Hiroshima, Japan in 1976. It was 396 feet, 121 meters long, 262 feet, 80 meters wide, and 337 feet, 103 meters high. 12 anchors were on it. The total weight was 25,000 tons, or 20,000 kilograms. For support, it floated on two 400-foot-long, 120-meter pontoons. For example, winds of 100 knots, 190 kilometers per hour, and waves of 110 feet, 34 metros high, wouldn't bother the ship. For unrestricted ocean activities, it had a license. It was busy off the coasts of Ireland, New Jersey, and Alaska before it moved to the Grand Banks region in November 1980. After planning to drill 3 wells in the Hibernia oil field, Setco 706, 8.5 miles, 13.7 kilometers, north of Ocean Ranger, on November 26, 1981, Ocean Ranger started drilling well J34. Nearby, 19.2 miles, 30.9 kilometers, north of Zapotogland, there were 2 other semi-submersible platforms digging. Early warnings of a storm related to a major Atlantic cyclone hit the platforms on February 14, 1982. For bad weather, usually disconnecting the riser from the subsea blowout preventer and hanging off the drill pipe at the underwater wellhead were needed because of problems on the surface and how quickly the storm grew. After hanging off, the Ocean Ranger team had to cut the drill pipe. Before dark, they took away the stand. A large rogue wave hit the nearby Setco 706 around 1900 hours local time, damaging some items on deck and destroying a life raft. Soon after, Ocean Ranger workers could be heard talking on the radio about the best ways to fix the damage while pointing out a broken port light, a broken vent window, and water in the ballast control room. As high as 8.5 meters, 28 feet. Above the water, the vulnerable port light was reported to be 55 feet, 17 meters above the water, and waves sometimes reaching 65 feet, 20 meters high. Radio reports from Setco 706 and Zapatara Glen shortly after 2100 hours say that the Ocean Ranger's ballast control panel valves seem to be opening and shutting on their own. Additionally, the radio conversations included waves up to 20 meters high, 65 feet, and winds of up to 100 knots, 190 kilometers per hour. The rest of the evening was spent talking on the radio between adjacent oil rigs and Ocean Ranger. These include all of their different support vehicles. Unusual events were not discovered. Watching a dangerous list to the port side of the rig and needing help right away, Ocean Ranger made a mayday call at 052 local time on February 15th. Through failed attempts against the 10 to 15 degree list, Ocean Ranger first noticed a major problem with this connection. The backup ship, the MV Seaforth Highlander, was invited to come closer. The onshore MOCAN supervisor was told about the event just after 1 o'clock local time, along with the Canadian forces and mobile-operated helicopters. Additionally, the MV Bolton Ter and MV Nord Urter, which were backup ships for Sedco 706 and Zapata Ugland, helped Ocean Ranger. 1 hour and 30 minutes later, local time, Ocean Ranger sent its last word. Ocean Ranger will not be using radios to talk to each other anymore. Shortly after, in the middle of the night and in very bad winter weather, the crew left the platform. According to them, we are going to the lifeboat posts. Before sinking, the platform wandered for another 90 minutes, between 3:07 and 3:13 local time, damaged by the Ocean Ranger's crash, which happened about 30 meters, 98 feet, below the surface. 4 of Ocean Ranger's pontoons broke while she was being tipped over. An everlasting tribute to those who died was erected on the grounds of the Confederation Building, which is Newfoundland's provincial capital. What then are rogue waves or monster waves? How about we find out? Although bad, weird and monster, people have long believed that killer waves live in the water and are part of marine mythology. Recent research has led scientists to think that they do exist. These waves are considered rogues or extreme storm waves by scientists because they are more than twice as big as nearby waves, can come from different places, and are hard to predict. Rogue, freak, or monster waves, long the stuff of oceanic lore, have only recently gained scientific acknowledgement. Dubbed rogues or extreme storm waves, they tower over nearby waves, often more than twice as tall, arriving unpredictably from different angles than typical winds and waves. These waves manifest with steep sides and deep troughs, resembling walls of water, making them elusive to study. Scientists attribute their formation to complex interactions between waves traveling at varying speeds and directions, occasionally reinforcing each other to create towering transient giants. Understanding their origins and behaviors remains a frontier, as these phenomena pose significant challenges to prediction and monitoring in the vast expanses of the ocean. The Gulf Stream and Agulhas Current are the currents where these can occasionally be spotted. Extreme waves that form in this way typically last longer. It's crucial to be ready at all times because situations might arise anywhere and at any time. And so please subscribe to Weather Collapse if you want to know more and be updated on the latest news about natural calamities or disasters happening all over the world. And don't forget to like today's video.